vetoes in terms of these two boys alone with their actual individual skill when it comes to fragging out like lunatics, that this is going to be pretty tight. I feel like this is actually going to be way closer than initially looking at, because you've got to favour k1llsen, but I don't know. I reckon this is a 2-1.
I want to agree with you completely.
Go on.
But I kind of want to say 3-0 to k1llsen, but with a slight hope in the back of my mind that we're going to get like a map at least go the way of Raisy. But I feel like I just got to go with the favourite here and say that he's going to. He's not lost a single map to anyone but Wenger.
It's true, it's true. And he is still just outrageously good when it comes to mechanics, when it comes to movement, when it comes to predictions. He is so strong.
And he'll be mad as well, having lost a couple of maps yesterday. So you've got a mad k1llsen to go against. Not just k1llsen, you know, someone who's more determined now to get those wins. But, I mean, we're 20 seconds into this. Map 1 has begun, guys. k1llsen and Raisy here of our highlight match in EU-CIS region.
Well, let's see how it's going to go down. If Raisy can cause a bit of a mess up here and really leave k1llsen furious at himself as he looks to open it up strong with an initial frag. Gets k1llsen down to 22 HP before he has to backtrack and escape out of there. Locates a totem as he will start to back off, but then reinitiates, once again returning towards the fight.
Nice little defensive rocket. Raisy's still going to push through there, manages to land some damage on him. k1llsen still somehow comes out worse for wear in that fight. And we might end up waiting for another rotation. There's still a few seconds to go on it. Raisy's setting up a totem. We've got a long cooldown for it. And I say, you take armor, I take health. He's getting a light, so Raisy's possibly going to find himself a 175, 100 soon. And k1llsen is finding all the totems. The totem hunter is out for reals.
k1llsen. 5 rockets remaining, but he does have that shotgun in his back pocket, so if he needs to pull out the big pop-up pump, he can definitely do so. And riddle his opponent with bullets. Starts to up the ante with the speed. A near miss as the rocket rides straight by him, nearly impacting and leaving him low. But this is an awkward fight to fall into. Drops out the turret, both of them at point blank as they're trying to decimate each other. The rocket spam constantly coming out. The LG in hand for Raisy. All of his armor's been knocked off. Luckily, locates a light to try and replenish himself slightly. k1llsen tries to open it up, does get the rocket off. But he's in a horrible spot, Zoot. 50 HP. Surely he can't push this.
No, indeed. Some very smart pushes from Raisy, leaving Mega up for a while to aggress on k1llsen post-heavy. Oh, wow. But we get the pop-up to mid-air. First blood is spilled. I really like what Raisy's been doing, but, you know, you let your guard drop for a second and k1llsen's going to do that to you. And he'll have another crack at it. He knows when Mega's been taken, and he lands a direct. There is a totem right behind. Raisy's going to negotiate himself that item, but it did cost a bit on the way.
Playing a blood price there. k1llsen walking back over, doesn't actually spot to see if that totem was still in play and will not locate it, so he doesn't know about the shenanigans afoot near the Mega spawn. 7 seconds before his turret's back up. He does still have one in play at the minute as well. Raisy with 2 totems down, not far off getting the overstack off, but he gets annihilated, destroying the totem in the process as well, and stopping him from getting such an outrageous lead as k1llsen from one to another. The frags are being chained together. 3 kills now.
That's even bigger as well, the fact that he's just taken down 2 totems, just one away for Raisy to being overstacked and actually being able to play very strongly and confidently off the spawn. This is a fairly convincing first 3 minutes. Even though we've seen good things from Raisy, it's absolutely not good enough yet.
The thing is, the more you're trailing as k1llsen, the harder it's going to get. And that's exactly what's happening right now for Raisy. He's getting pushed further and further back so that he's really slipping down this greasy pole that he's metaphorically climbing. Battling for the Mega though, tries to gain control of it, will be able to steal it. k1llsen opening up with an LG, knocks him in the air, responds in with a rocket as well, gets him so low as he's teetering on a knife edge of survival. Barely is able to walk his way out of his own defeat there. And k1llsen resetting himself, getting some stack, and also needing to back off. He can afford to take it slow though, Zoot. He's the one in the lead right now.
I'm surprised he's so happy to give up the heavy. He's looking for damage on the exit, and he is going to find it. All about that direct rocket that lands. He's also going to... I think he got rid of the totem. This is Raisy's favorite position down there. Just on the opposite side of that little Mega health wall. And at one point in time, this was Raisy's keep. But I think... there might be a new tenant on here at the moment.
Squatter's rights from k1llsen.
Yeah. These rockets have been unbelievable from k1llsen. It's really pushing Raisy back a huge amount. 5 seconds until the Mega Health. Is Raisy going to try these tricks again? He seems to be very good at avoiding damage in these instances, and all of a sudden he's connecting a lot of LG. There's the rocket right at the end. Raisy is on the board. He's so strong from that area, in fact. k1llsen's having a hard time dealing with it, and if I were him now, I'd start thinking about just avoiding those fights.
Raisy, he's on the hunt now. This apex predator is awoke and angry, looking to try and get another kill to get this closer and closer versus k1llsen. If the rail would have come out sooner, that could have been absolutely disgusting. Instead, it's the LG round the corner as k1llsen hits the DECK.
Oh, nice spawn forcing there. He's waiting to lose a bit of health. He's got the health bombs to work with. LG's taking a while to connect. He's got the machine gun to go with. Oh my god, that is way closer than it needed to be. And k1llsen, he still goes in aggressive, knowing how much damage he's done. Raisy's LG's a bit funky right now.
Yeah, it's not doing the sustained damage that he needs. Surely he should have won that and it would have equalized the scoreline. Instead, it gets a little bit worse for wear. It means he has to do so much more. The LG of k1llsen, precise as ever though, as it's connecting on and burning through the built-up stack for Raisy. The turret does so much damage, so does the follow-up shot from k1llsen. Another turret comes out to play as he is dropping these bad boys all over the shop. The entry in with the LG. k1llsen barely makes it through, but finds the frag with 50 HP.
This is what happened with Raisy against k1llsen, is that his LG just not working. Yeah. I don't normally expect such high level accuracy from him. I don't know if like his internet's being funky. It sucks to bring up, but it's definitely unusual for Raisy to be hitting like that.
It does look very uncharacteristic of him. Oof.
Oh.
This actually should be a frag for him
Wow.
though. Gets the mid-air off as he pummels k1llsen.
He's got to be careful. k1llsen's being aggressive. Raisy will let go of that. I'm going to see if he can get himself a heavy. It's not a bad trade in the end. Raisy will settle for this. And there's certainly time left to work with.
Five rockets left. Bounces round the corner. LG comes out. Big tags going off.
Oh my god.
He tries to blow up the turret. k1llsen will use that to block a bit of damage and do some damage of his own as he goes fast and furious into the fight. The Mega's going to be picked up. There's only a couple of minutes remaining into this one as well. And k1llsen, no matter what distance, no matter what position he's in, he is still chunking the HP of Raisy down more and more, Zoo.
I wonder how Raisy's going to play the Mega Health, because he let it go the last time. There is not much time between the two major items, so that could have been tactical. And he's hoping that k1llsen will press in onto him, and he almost does. That rocket is so close. Very nice rockets there from k1llsen. Raisy's going to get himself Mega Health, but he's going to wish that he had a hell of a lot more. There should be a light armor for him, but there's not even that there. Oh, there we go.
Raisy, roaming, building up speed, building up momentum, but he needs to start building a foundation of frags here versus k1llsen. He's getting the rockets off. He's doing so much damage, but he's taking so much of his own. Somehow, with 15 HP, he gets the kill, lighting up the sky with the lightning bolts that electrify k1llsen.
That was crazy. I do not know how Raisy got away with that. Unbelievable. The totem rocket combo too. Love it. Absolutely love it. This could be a big game changer. k1llsen does wake up with control of the spawn, and also with a slightly better rocket then. But Mega Health and Heavy Armor spawning at a similar time. k1llsen wants to finish what he started over in this part of the map, but Raisy's going to get out of there.
Ooh. Depth-defying stunts as k1llsen navigates the map quite nicely there. His turret's going to be removed. Coming up to the minute mark, this is where things get really awkward for Raisy, though, if he wants to carry on and potentially have a chance to pick this map up. The HMG not connecting. k1llsen realizes he doesn't have to reveal himself, doesn't have to give any opportunities over to Raisy and give him a favor.
Back over towards the Heavy, LG in hand. He should have exact timing on this, still being aggressive through there. Turret will fall. He has that extra armor that he needs, but he needs to be more aggressive. We've just got less than 60 seconds to go. He's got the LG ammunition. Looks to be potentially picking up the pace, but a bit of a mind game, and he can't drop down that step without giving off a sound cue. Just hoping he can find k1llsen lurking around this corner, so he's gonna chase. k1llsen got a good chance for some defensive lightning gun. He knows where he is. But he's got to make sure he blocks off the heavy armor. Mega health maybe not as big of a deal, but this is it. There's no more rotations until we have a potential sudden death, but we might not even get that far.
The Raisy Killer Bee is on the swarm, though, Zoo, and he gets into the firefight. So much damage being done. k1llsen incredibly low. It would be miraculous if he survives this one. Eliminated the last few seconds there with a HMG. Raisy taking a ton of damage from the turret, though, leaves him in quite a predicament when we do get into the sudden death. He has to be quick to replenish himself. The rocket's nearly missing. It all comes down to this. One final frag to decide who is the who of these two.
Raisy had a little bit of a sketchy start on this map, but his finish has been very tame, controlled, and aggressive when necessary. k1llsen's got to be careful. HMG damage from Raisy's been superb in this instance. He's going to find him. There's one good rocket. k1llsen's in a lot of trouble. He's low on HP. Going into the rockets. There's a totem on the floor. Raisy is going to win map 1. Big plays there from Raisy. Big plays.
That's huge. The confidence to play it in the manner he did there towards the last 30 seconds of that matchup to bring it back, ridiculous.
And look at the damage difference. There's 600 damage difference, favoring k1llsen in that. Item control, again, very even across it. But really the moment that stands out for me is that fight in the nail gun room where Raisy hit the crazy... He just threw a totem down, and k1llsen was sat on it, direct rocket, and somehow manages to follow it up. k1llsen would be furious at himself for losing that fight, because Raisy got away with absolute murder.
Yeah.
And then everything to follow up.
It all just carried on, right? There was no chance for any of it to slow down. It just boiled over and kept giving us just ridiculous moments. Wild stuff there across the board, Zoo. Not what either of us expected for the first map. I did feel like this was going to be a 2-1, but to be honest with you, I thought the 1 was going to be coming later on in the series, not to initially kick us off.
Yeah, I mean, I said 3-0 to k1llsen. Again, it just shows the quality that we have and the level of the games that we've been getting, especially our sort of like main matches in EUCS. I feel like we've been seeing such quality the entire day.
Yeah.
But then people see k1llsen and how godlike he is at the LAN events, and it's like, in our region, we just have several people who are capable of doing that. It just depends how they're able to deliver on that particular day. There are tiny differences between these pros at this level. And, you know, Raisy is someone with a lot of determination. And when he can apply it right with that correct headspace, then he can do so much damage. And also those fights down at the Mega Health from Raisy, where he was behind that little wall, just the way he kind of evades damage. We noticed that there weren't really any more fights like that afterwards. Raisy didn't have to put himself into a position where he had to do it, but k1llsen was like, I want to do that anymore.
Didn't fancy it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Crazy stuff there, but it looks like we're ready for the second map already.
It takes away from a little bit from actually how well k1llsen played too. I think more of the map k1llsen played strongly in terms of time, but you know what? You got to get to the time limit, right, with the win.
You do, indeed. Map 2 coming up now, though. Awoken always provides for some absolutely wild things. So let's see, Zoot.
Yeah, absolutely. We're on with k1llsen, who's got the Nyx, versus Raisy's Doom. Both of these guys super strong with these champions. This is a really even matchup on paper. Let's find out how it will go in practice, as k1llsen's holding that upper connector position. Trying to see, okay, oh, he hears the light armor getting picked up, so he's like, right, well, there's 2 major items, what do I go for? And he's letting Raisy make the moves to start with. He's going to play reactive, and he's going to look for the damage. He hits one great rail, and ideally for him, he hits another where it's going to equalize the stacks. But Raisy's not making it very clear what his plan is, but eventually goes through the teleporter. k1llsen does deliver that rail that he needed. Now Raisy needs to find something. It's a bit splishy-splashy, but everything seems pretty heads up.
Rocket's coming off, goes in, trying to look for the inside-out play, but couldn't quite get it off. Unfortunately, so low, but luckily the spawn comes in with a mega. k1llsen will snatch it, and k1llsen will also steal away the first frag.
What a kill there. And great timing. Both the players knew exactly what was up then. Follow-up rail again straight after an item gets taken. And Raisy continues to pile on the pressure of the machine gun, but it's just, yeah, nothing. No one gets anything for free here.
Gets him in the air.
That was slightly for free.
Still, he'll be happy with it. A second frag to keep him content here on Awoken. k1llsen probably, if he was furious from yesterday's games, he's going to be even more ticked off and be channeling that anger going into Awoken here.
k1llsen's got an incredibly high level Awoken too. The way that he took it away from Venga, oh my god,
wow,
pops him in the air. Raisy's just, yeah, let's get the hell out of there. No rail punish at the top of the bounce pad. Raisy comes right back in, and k1llsen is surprised by this.
Wow.
Oh my god! Continues in for the punish when he's maybe 40 collective health and armor? Bananas from Raisy.
It was a just miraculous shot as well. One that didn't look like it would really connect, but it did. That didn't really work out the way he wanted it to, but it won't matter too much. Isn't going to leave him in an awful spot. k1llsen using this time to roam around, reset himself, reacquaint himself with the position he's in. Does some damage on the way out as well. That's even better, as that really is a heavy hit. Raisy, caught on the ledge, gets the rocket off. Surely he doesn't find a frag. Both of them trade!
No way! The little dip there, the destructive part of the map, and Raisy uses it to its fullest. There was no way that should have been a mutual frag. That should have been an easy kill with the opening that k1llsen had. Raisy's just magicking up some things at the moment. He's Harry Potter.
See if he can get some extra points for Gryffindor in this one. As unfortunately not there.
No, definitely not. He's trying to do it again, but the block spells out.
It's not Leviosa. Leviosa. Oh, it's rail to the face. Actually, that's what it is. As k1llsen finds a nice damage maker to open up here initially. Looks for more as well. Quick switch over to the rocket. Drops the rocket out. It's not working. A bit of panic comes through as his heart starts beating. But Raisy, he sprints away, allowing k1llsen to hold his ground.
Raisy needs to come back though. Doing a little hop up. He'll get there late, but he's still up with the LG. I think Raisy could have done a better job there. The major item really should have been his, in fact. But k1llsen's still not super comfortable with his ability down and only a tiny bit of overstack. It's sketchy. Rail for a rail. Raisy will love that.
Raisy so much better off. Basically double the HP to work with into this one as this stack is booming compared to what k1llsen has on the table. k1llsen expecting the fight to come towards him here eventually as he slowly makes his move around. Needs to restock. Still needs more to play with. He's in a horrible position really when it comes down to his actual HP pool right now. Fires out a nice predictive rocket though. That'll lift Raisy up into the air. Then looks to try and respond with a rail. Can't quite land it. But at least he's still keeping that lead alive whilst burning off the clock.
It feels very defensive at the moment from k1llsen. Oh, there's going to be a quick rush. Raisy can be scary with those, man. He's like a shark in the water. Gets to the bounce pad and just pops into your face. He gets railed down to a low HP, goes up to connector to get the little fruit available. Back over to Mega, and now looming over the heavy. This is a big, big stack for Raisy. k1llsen needs to find some damage output to slow this down. And he's going to need more than that. That was a trickle.
Ooh.
Ho ho.
Double rail. Beautiful. There's the third as well. The hat trick of rails finished off by a quad that will eliminate Raisy. 4 fantastic shots delivered to him, one after another.
Those rails are spectacular from k1llsen. Exactly what we come to expect. No more shenanigans up here. Got the shotgun out. It's a perfect weapon switch. k1llsen now 6 for 2. We got sub 5 minutes left. Has Raisy got more miracles for us like we saw on Corrupted Keep? These rails have just been scary from k1llsen.
k1llsen still in the lead. Constantly adding to that. Finally, for once, he isn't going to be able to have the Mega uncontested. Raisy will be able to fight for it and actually walk away with it. k1llsen just dancing around the map, delaying and ruining the timings, but also still taking a ton of damage, left barely over 50 HP. The hurty hole, is it going to work out? No, it will not, but somehow he's still alive. Surely the lightning gun will finish him on the corner.
So k1llsen had the Ghost Walk up there, but he really didn't want to die when it was down, because then he can get farmed more easily off the spawn. So now he's actually got a weapon, and using the Ghost Walk now, if he needs to, is far more sensible. So absolutely worth it, in my opinion. Even though k1llsen died, I like how he managed himself.
In the grand scheme of things, it helps out way more,
For sure.
rather than allowing, obviously, the kill chain to start forming for Raisy, which is basically his only way back into the game, especially the more time that k1llsen wastes on the clock here. As we're coming up to 7 minutes, he doesn't have that much time, really, to actually do things at his own pace.
I like the time taken, but you get spotted out in a second. Has been found. No damage from k1llsen on this occasion. And no overcommitment from Raisy, as he does fall back for the mega health. Now chasing around by Alba. Spots him out. Such a tight angle. And k1llsen's kind of closed off in this area. It's going to be LG on LG, but k1llsen goes over to the rockets. Now's the Ghost Walk has been used. What a shot there from Raisy. He's going to try and find another, but k1llsen is getting the hell out of there. And he hears a rocket, so he knows roughly where he is.
Wow.
This is actually troublesome on Mega Health. Oh my god, almost taken down before he had a chance to pick up the Mega. We got Heavy up, but k1llsen's getting out of there. Does not want to challenge onto this item. He wants to get that Ghost Walk back up. Raisy just about survives this entire encounter, but he's got a lot of work to do still, as that Ghost Walk is the main weapon you've got to disarm.
Crazy. Roaming here, looking to try and do some damage as he needs to so soon. Oh,
wow.
k1llsen gets the frag off with the rocket launcher straight through the portal. Annihilates him. And I think that actually might be the final blow, because at this point it's just going to be way too much of a tall order to work his way back up into the game. He just doesn't physically have the time, and he still doesn't have a chance. His life clutched away from him there by k1llsen's railgun.
Yeah, really nice work from k1llsen. Did not expect the damage output to be quite as insane as that, but he's done a spectacular job. Gonna get himself another. He can just react to whatever Raisy's doing at the moment. Raisy will probably continue to throw himself towards k1llsen, as that's the only way really to close the gap. Yeah, k1llsen showing us another very strong Awoken.
That ragdoll.
It does make for a great finale, actually, in the EUCIS section, as we get a tiebreaker between Raisy and k1llsen on map 3.
It's probably the dream that we could ask for as a third map between both of these boys that have put up tremendous fights on their own maps individually here. k1llsen, oh, come on. How is he getting away with this?
So that quad rail that we saw earlier, you know, when he had to play super defensive and just pound, 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 pound. Best railgun impression I can do.
It was good. For a second there, I thought it was actually the in-game sound.
Yeah, he's so kind.
I try. Oh, the rocket though, gonna connect onto Raisy. At this point, it's purely just a formality. As k1llsen, he's done it, and he's gonna do it again as well. The rail comes out as the shutdown, and that is it. k1llsen, he will win map 2. Zoot. We're going to a third map with both of them with 1 apiece.
Show me them rail stats. Let me. Don't fire rails and miss them. We don't want any of that. Woo! Okay, rockets 2. Thank you very much. Very well played from k1llsen, actually. Good efforts from Raisy. Again, one of those score doesn't necessarily reflect the efforts that went in from Raisy, but 58% rail. 1,630 damage from it. And you know what? You've got to definitely hinge when the rail is basically half of what it is for k1llsen. In fact, I think it's exactly half. Then that's definitely going to be a sort of reason why life was a bit difficult.
Yeah.
k1llsen was just all over the rails, and Raisy needed that to be part of his, you know, arsenal of weaponry a bit more effectively in order to equalize it a bit more.
It just wasn't in his repertoire, and if you don't have it there, it's just, you know, it's not going to help you, especially someone like k1llsen that is so versatile and so effective when it comes to being able to not only fully capitalize and kill you with the rail, but just constantly nip at you and take away so much from you. So it doesn't matter if you're getting the pickups, because you're never going to get to use them.
No, indeed. I felt like Raisy had a decent amount of control during that map too. It was just a case of, why can't I hold on to it? Oh, his rail is hitting everything. I like this moment. Actually, it was a very, very close fight in that instance, and that could have totally changed how the game went on. That was a very over-aggressive moment that we got from Raisy. But it was a fight, I don't know if we'll get it, where Raisy was floating on that little... right here. This is just ridiculous. The fact that it turned into a mutual frag should never have happened. But it's, again, Raisy conjuring these crazy moments. Love that we get the other angle, too. But what a fight that was.
Crazy, crazy stuff. This series giving us some shenanigans from either player. We have had quite a few big highlight moments the entire time.
And 4. Oh. Yeah. Sorry, I was just counting along with k1llsen.
It was quite crazy. The amount of rails he hit just time after time after time, even when Raisy essentially had full stack and he was able to hit 4 of them in the row just to kill him, which was crazy.
Yeah. Right, how much damage is that? 306? No, that's the old style. 400 damage. No. 360.
Maths.
Yeah. Wow.
Right,
Unbelievable stuff.
Map 3, here it is. We're ready for it. We're going to get into it. It's already underway. Chaos
bam.
is already ensuing.
Alright, I said at the beginning, it's really important that Raisy doesn't get fragged first, and at the moment he's in trouble as k1llsen is going to spill first blood. Barely, though. With 31 health to go, he's going to stack up again. And this is already, we're 20 seconds in. The game is difficult at the moment, but is there a chance? Oh my god, a mid-air. Raisy, can he close it out at all? Rocket not quite there, but he gets the rail in time. So he manages to catch up in the map quickly before k1llsen's able to stack up or feel safe at all. That was one of the few ways it was going to be anything but a nightmare for him. And pops that dual wheel preemptively, but isn't able to really block anything there. Has it on the back end of the fight. Acid is going to hurt a bit, and there's plus 50 HP there for k1llsen. And he's like, I need something to stop this insane amount of acid damage. Oh, hello.
Nice tag. Well played to actually get the initiation. Raisy, so low here.
Unreal.
But he's still going to be able to fight through the pain. Gets the shot off, kills k1llsen, and starts to make a huge play into this map. 3 frags already for Raisy.
Oh, the rocket close. He needs to get some health. You never want to be railed. Hits the mid-air. He preempted that completely. That was crazy stuff from Raisy. He knew exactly what k1llsen was up to. What a read. 4-1 in a minute and a half on Bloodrun. What on earth are we watching over here? Can I have some more? I'm not
Crazy
happy.
shenanigans. Oh, the double lightning gun. It was in play for a few seconds there, but Raisy got so low. k1llsen will finish him with a shotgun. Curious as well, isn't it, how k1llsen and Rafa are the 2 forerunners for the shotgun play, Sue. I told you. I told you it's going to start coming back into the meta.
More shotgun, please. I think he's found him. Hello. Raisy gets off a little bit lightly there. k1llsen has been wanting to fight fairly soon off the spawn, so I feel like this is going to be an aggressive game because k1llsen needs to tie it up, and he has the weight that he can throw around, stack-wise. And he's got no rockets at the moment, so he can't mess up his rocket jump.
Oh, Sorlag spit to deny the push, and at very least slow down Raisy. k1llsen finally has that rocket ready to rumble as well, so if he can get some direct shots off, he can definitely make a soup out of Raisy. Tried to bait him in with a fake jump, but won't want to commit to it, and instead just backs off.
I think he tried to jump through, but hit the wall or something like that. It was quite a tough jump to do, because you've got so much of the archway in front of you. But the only way that that fight would have worked for Raisy is if he got through without the rocket hitting him right at the entrance to the doorway. And Raisy telling him to get the hell out of there, wants to secure himself the heavy armor. And hearing the teleporter being used, he'll try bolt up, or nail, and that'll be that on that circle of major items.
Gets him in the air, spits on him, follow-up rockets as well. Raisy incredibly low, taking that damage over time. It's burning through him. Luckily, he's able to find a health bubble to stop that pain.
Yeah, Raisy didn't get enough damage in that fight. Very aggressive. And the spit that k1llsen was landing, he was hitting a lot of those direct globules too, and hey, nice little flashy nails. k1llsen's in a really good position at the moment. I'm expecting him to make a frag in the next 15 seconds.
Starting to build up speed as well. Wants to get momentum behind him. Confidence building. Rails landing. Raisy's heartbeat dropping as he gets left with an inch of his life. k1llsen turns the tables once again as he rotates back around. He might actually have the drop on him here. Spots him up, but the flick is too late. The spit as well, not connecting straight through the portal. He actually catches him off guard with a side rocket, landing onto k1llsen to slow him down here in his tracks. Oh.
Raisy's somehow staying alive in this. k1llsen's not able to close the gap enough on him. But this is so difficult to be defensive when you're Raisy. You've got to, your damage output has just got to be supreme. And k1llsen's still being very attentive so that Raisy can't just turn the control around on him and loop-de-loop back over to a major item spawning. k1llsen's still making sure it all goes his way.
k1llsen Pushing forward, looking to try and hunt this man down. The spit's going to go out, go straight in as the rockets start to land. Oh, Raisy, see you later.
That was absolutely perfect from k1llsen. There's throwing his weight around a bit. And there's no way you're going to defend that at all. There's no way you can keep up with the damage. As long as k1llsen is just hitting those directs, it's just you're done for. Raisy's got to find a way to get some DPS out and avoid their speed. He's got dual nails. Oh, that was so much damage from Raisy, but again, that speed comes into play. And now with the stat coming back for k1llsen, it's not a million miles away until he can do that all over again. He has a read, it looks like, on Raisy, but... Hello. He was right. He should have trusted his instincts.
It's all tied up. We're over the halfway point. k1llsen definitely feeling himself in terms of the momentum of the game, though, and that is a scary thing to go up against. Timing works out very nicely. The prediction was there. Whoa. Smooth transition from the lightning gun straight into the rail to put Raisy down.
Oh, that hurts. 2 in a row. Mega health in a moment. This is so much stack, and Raisy's not able to get any of it. There's another rocket. Catches him with a splash off the wall. We're 6-4. Raisy again has done some damage, but we're getting to those late ends of the game where if Raisy starts to look very strong, k1llsen can look at how he can play somewhat defensive. I'm curious what Raisy's strategy is going to be at the moment. He can't even get himself onto the heavy armor. He's going to fight through. There's one rail shot to nullify some of the benefits that k1llsen got, but there's still a mega health. And he might be able to deny this light armor too. What a perfect rail angle. k1llsen's so good at that, at just holding the angles precisely where you're going to be jumping through. Can you find the one here? Ah, Raisy doesn't jump high enough.
It was his last rail as well, so it would have been a depth-defying stunt to try and connect it. Both of them firing out rockets at the correct timing as they both come round the corner. This does actually give k1llsen an opportunity to grab some more rails if he wants to, but he's paranoid about where Raisy is at this point. Listening out to see if he is above, and he is. He's lurking, waiting on the top rope to try and pounce down and hit k1llsen with the backbreaker. k1llsen finally pushes out, gets those extra rails, fires out the warning shot with a tri-bolt. Raisy back, waiting above him. Akimbo is prepared as well. If he wants to go in with the double guns, he can definitely pack a punch.
Akimbo, why didn't you say earlier?
I know.
Well, k1llsen's just being patient. He doesn't have to be active right there. He just needs to listen and wait for Raisy to do something a bit too risky, and she's done perfectly. He got the right idea. He realized he's taking a bit too long to go to heavy. I'm going to quickly investigate what might be happening over the other side of the map. k1llsen gets himself the heavy as well afterwards, and I mean, that's best part of a minute just been wasted. And see, this is how difficult it is. Raisy, now that he can't get that sort of early refrag off a weak Sorlag, the game is so difficult.
Raisy, near miss rail as he launches it up close there towards k1llsen.
It's just the bad part is that he gets hit by the rail and k1llsen doesn't. So getting that control just becomes so difficult. He does do some good damage right there. So if he can health up a little, this is one of the few chances he's going to get. And there's not going to be a few more because we're running out of time rapidly. Ooh, that could have actually been 100 damage. If that was 100 damage, that was a much bigger opening than k1llsen needed to offer. I think we're going to get another heavy pickup. He's going to lose out on the heavy armor, I think. Yep, k1llsen's going to rocket jump up, and he is out of there. Raisy overlooks that possibility, maybe misreads the situation a little. And this game as BJ has gone from hard to nigh on impossible, and he's not hitting the rails either. There's one, but he's already taken such a large amount of damage. Unless you can open up with it, you know, don't count your chances too much. It's versus Sorlag after all.
Yeah, Yeah, I think this is basically it now. We're into the last 20 seconds. Raisy, he hasn't been given a single opportunity in such a long period of time. k1llsen has been so smart in the way he's approached the game here. It looks like it should be shut down as a 2-1 victory in favor of the Cheetah.
Yeah, and I think that's very just smart champion pick. And I think BJ, it's possible that it can work, that you can get those early advantages, but then you saw how difficult it was to hold on to it. k1llsen looking absolutely brilliant here on Blood Run. Got 50% LG. It's not much damage though, 54% rail. Raisy's rail certainly was up, but still not quite enough damage. He needed to deliver more shots with that. That would have helped him open up some fights a little better. He was trying to go in for the sort of naughty close-range nails, shotgun, rockets, LG, that type of stuff. Whereas I really feel versus a heavy champion, you need to kind of just knock them off their perch a little bit with a rail or two to start.
Yeah, you know, it's like trying to put up a shelf. No more nails. Does it way easier. But yeah, it just didn't really work out for him. And a lot of those fights, though, k1llsen just looked so dominant in the way he approached the game, which, of course, k1llsen, the inner workings of his mind are an enigma. But you can see that he's so good